Here are some interesting facts and historical contexts about the tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. 1. The story began as a letter. Before the tale of Peter Rabbit became a published book, it started as an illustrated letter to a sick boy named Noel Moore in 1893. Noel was the son of Potter's former governess, and she wrote him a charming story to cheer him up. 2. Self-publishing success. Beatrix Potter initially struggled to find a publisher for Peter Rabbit, so she self-published 250 copies in 1901. Due to its popularity, Frederick Warne and Company agreed to publish it in 1902, and it quickly became a bestseller. 3. The first book with a small format. Potter insisted that the book be printed in a small, child-friendly size, about 5.5 by 4 inches, so children could easily hold it. This format became a standard for many children's books. 4. Inspired by real rabbits. Peter Rabbit was based on Beatrix Potter's pet rabbit, Peter Piper, who she described as clever, mischievous, and affectionate. She often sketched him for inspiration. 5. A pioneer in merchandise. In 1903, Beatrix Potter designed and patented a Peter Rabbit stuffed toy, making it one of the first licensed literary character products. This helped establish modern character-based merchandising. 6. A reflection of Victorian and Edwardian England. The book reflects the values of the time, with themes of obedience and consequences for disobedience, which were important in Victorian and Edwardian-era children's literature. 7. The importance of nature and rural life. Potter was passionate about nature and based the setting of Mr. McGregor's garden on English countryside gardens. She later became a conservationist and helped preserve thousands of acres of land in the Lake District. 8. The original artwork was in black and white. Potter initially created the illustrations in black and white for her self-published edition. When it was officially published, she added watercolors, which became iconic. 9. It has never gone out of print. Since its publication in 1902, The Tale of Peter Rabbit has never gone out of print and has been translated into over 35 languages, selling more than 45 million copies worldwide. 10. A lasting legacy. Peter Rabbit remains one of the most beloved children's characters. His influence can be seen in modern adaptations, including animated series, movies, and countless themed products. 11. Inspired by Beatrix Potter's childhood. Potter grew up in a wealthy but strict Victorian household in London. She and her brother Bertram had few playmates, so they entertained themselves by observing and drawing animals, which later influenced her storytelling. 12. The influence of the Lake District. Although she lived in London, Potter spent much of her childhood on holiday in the English countryside, particularly in the Lake District and Scotland. These landscapes heavily influenced the detailed garden and nature scenes in Peter Rabbit. 13. A subtle critique of authority. While the book teaches a lesson about obedience, Peter's rebellious nature and curiosity also challenge strict Victorian ideals of discipline. His mischief, though punished, makes him a more relatable and beloved character. 14. Mr. McGregor's garden reflects traditional English gardens. The garden Peter sneaks into is modeled after real 19th century English cottage gardens, filled with vegetables like cabbages, carrots, and radishes, which were common in working-class homes. 15. Beatrix Potter's scientific interests. Potter was a keen naturalist and amateur scientist. She studied fungi and even submitted a paper on spore germination to the Linnean Society in 1897, though it was not taken seriously because she was a woman. Her detailed botanical illustrations in Peter Rabbit showcase her deep understanding of nature. 16. The role of Peter's blue jacket. Peter's little blue jacket makes him instantly recognizable and sets him apart from other rabbits. Potter likely drew inspiration from contemporary children's clothing, and his lost jacket in the story symbolizes childhood innocence and adventure. 17. The book's popularity during wartime. During both World War I and World War II, The Tale of Peter Rabbit remained a popular children's book. Its gentle story provided comfort and escapism during difficult times. 18. Censorship and adaptations. Some early American editions of Peter Rabbit were censored, changing the part where Peter drinks chamomile tea to something more neutral, as some publishers believed children wouldn't understand herbal remedies. 19. Beatrix Potter's business savvy. Potter was one of the first authors to recognize the power of branding. In addition to the Peter Rabbit doll, she created other licensed merchandise, including puzzles, games, and nursery decorations, pioneering literary marketing. 20. Peter Rabbit's lasting influence on children's literature. The tale of Peter Rabbit set a new standard for illustrated children's books, combining simple but engaging storytelling with detailed and expressive illustrations. It influenced many later authors and illustrators in the genre. Thanks for listening and watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Like this video. It helps more people find these classic stories. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think.